Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody. Hello. Sound goes on, sound goes on, sound goes on. Hello, everybody, including the people we're missing because there's a big game between two football teams. I mean, it's not a champion. I was thinking about whether I should not have the show today. I don't care if it was something that was important. We could do it here. Maybe this will be way more important than any football game. We do support football. British Premier League football is the most important thing. Thank you very much. Oh, that's so nice of Claire to say I'm looking particularly gorgeous. Thank you, Lorna. I love your shirt. This is really great because it once didn't fit and now it fits. That's why we're going to talk about how important it is to look good. Thank you, Lorna, for saying that. Thank you. Who else do we have? Zingo here, who is a guy. I think he's a guy, but I'll pretend you're a girl. Daddy Bannister. There we go. Come on, please. Maybe I should watch the game. Is the game on? How do I watch the game? Where's my camera? Well, I don't mean my camera. Where's my phone? Hold on. Stay here. Don't go. See what the game is. Oh, Alice. It's a bit hot. Hello, Joodles. You can't watch the game, Lewis, unless you pay for Sky. I'm not going to watch the game, but I'm going to look on my Sky app, which is Sky app. So Arsenal's ahead by one already against Manchester United. Okay, well, that's good. I mean, I don't even know what team I support of these two. I would say that I support Manchester United because they were owned by Americans, and they still owned by Americans. Maybe they're not owned by Americans. And you could feel they're a little bit worn down. I got a feeling, they're not quite as Manchester United as they used to be. The stadium seats 74,000. Person of interest is here. That's really, really good. And John Van Dam and Ruben. And Joe. We're all here. Ruben. Is it me or am I lagging? I don't know. Am I lagging? I don't know. I hope I'm not lagging. Am I lagging? Am I lagging? I'd like to know. I can't be bothered. I'm sorry. Yes, the hideous glazer still. I'm sorry about this, Joodles. I love you, Joodles, but I don't love you enough to cancel the show or delay the show while we watch this. There's always going to be a football game on. And it's not even my team, which Palace drew with Chelsea. So that's, I guess, a good start. Chelsea plays fourth last season. So that's a very good start. Yeah, I had to go get my phone. My phone was in the thing for us to check this out. So there's three games today. Forest, full time against Brentford, and they won 3-1, which is good news. I like my original football team when I was in America was Nottingham Forest because they sounded just so romantic. I remember reading about them in the New York Times and just thinking how romantic it sounded. Nottingham Forest. And they were winning all those years. This is like 1977. Hold on a second. So they were an important team to me. Palace have started out, a draw is good. They've started to score again, and I hope they keep on scoring. They scored a lot last year. I mean, they didn't score for many years, and, you got to score in order to win. Marianne McCarra's here, so that's really good news. Have you picked up random dog shit today? Yes, I did. I went into the park, and I picked up dog poo that was there. I picked up dog poo that was that people had bagged already and thrown off to the side, and I picked up dog poo that they didn't put in a bag, and I put it in a bag myself. Love the shirt. Is it Liberty of London? No, it isn't. It's called something else, Steel and something. I mean, it's like 20 years ago, and I just thought, what am I going to wear? I only have two short sleeve shirts, and it's pretty hot. Is it hot in here? It is hot in here. It is really. Ian Higgs is here. Hey, folks, he's waving hello. Let's wave. Please don't say any scores. I'm 15 minutes behind. Okay, I won't say any scores. Leanne. I will do that for you. That I can do, I think, or I'll forget about the game. It's not that. I mean, is it important? I mean, is Arsenal is doing better? Did they win anything last year? I'm not sure that they did. Not even not sure. I don't know if they did. I'm drinking an iced coffee. So we've got all the people coming in. Alex is here. Claire is here. We're up to 27 people already. Just a couple of minutes. Couple of people. I think I look all right. I've had a couple of bad days regarding my diet, which in retrospect might not be considered that bad, but we can talk about that. Maltese Phil. Hi, I'm Maltese Phil. Remember, everybody, if you can, once you come in, can you press like? That means a lot to this group, so we get people coming in. You, Jarrett. What if we say scores but don't tell you if it's the correct ones? Right, there aren't any old scores or the people's teams. Maybe you just mix up the teams. You look great, Lewis. Love the shirt. Yeah, I love the shirt. I don't remember where I got it from. I think I bought it new, and that's just at this time when I just said I'm not buying anything new. David B. I love short sleeve shirts, but I've recently thrown clothes away. Why did you throw the clothes away, David B? What, did you make a decision to do that? Because I only have two. I've got the lemon shirt, the shirts with the lemons that look like pineapples. What's the other shirt that I own? And they have a blue shirt which looks worn out, but it shouldn't be that worn out. I just realized I gotta look good for all this. Look at the pictures of Lewis. Look at this. That's what this is. It's all about me. It's all about me. It's all about me. Okay. So, I mean, the reason why this week has been hard for me weight-wise is, if you remember the other day, I hit 77.9, and that was the first 77 I'd hit in a very long time. Because I was up at 81 and 82, and I just thought I got to get down to 75. I got to look as good as I can look. And I hit 77, and then boom, it went up to 79. And so it was quite scary. And what happens is I weigh myself at night, in the middle of the night, right before I go to bed, because I know I basically use up about 12 to 14 calories overnight through urination, through however you lose weight, which is, I guess, breathing. You breathe out calories. It comes out as CO2 gas. That's right. You breathe in oxygen, you breathe out calories. And so I was like 80.4 in the middle of the night. I'm thinking, oh my God, am I going to be like 79 again? And this morning I woke up and I was 78.6. And 1 kilogram, which is 2 pounds on a 5'10" person, can make us a difference. Mark J says, Man City and Liverpool. I don't know how many titles they've won between them since Man United went bad. Yeah. Well, I don't like Man City because they're a money laundering operation, I think. Money laundering operation. So, I mean, and they're burying, all it is burying Muslim money while we're waiting for the caliphate to come open. I was working as a waitress, says Joe, in a cocktail bar. What was that question that you were asking Ian Higgs? I've watched football for years, and I'm really going to try this year. Oh, you haven't watched football, says Leanne. Well, yeah, maybe it'll take our mind off the world's problems, is watching football. I mean, the football players were once on the British team, but they had the life knocked out of them. Okay, let's see. So Maltese Phil says hello to everybody, and that's good. Judels is laughing at something. I don't know what she's laughing at, but she's laughing at. It's always good when she's laughing. Daddy Bannister is here. Clipboard from the set, GB News. I don't know. Forget me nots. Emblems of the Alzheimer's Association. Shirt is distracting me but I'm putting myself together. I don't know anything about football. The Human League, says Joe. Well, what does that mean, person of interest? Forget-me-nots. The symbol of the Alzheimer's Association. Go for a Morrison's trifle, £2.75 peach custard, best in the world. Check the ingredients. I don't think they're the best in the world. In order for them to be best in the world, they have to be made with real sugar and real cream and real fruit. So they can't be the best in the world. Claire C. says, Lorna, I have read about breathing out fat. Yes. Yes. Well, that's where do you think fat goes? It doesn't go into sweat and it doesn't go into poo. You've got to breathe the fat out. Question is, if you breathe more, do you lose more weight? Probably, possibly. Alzheimer's, Alzheimer's. I don't know what that is. Let me see if I can find that on my thing. I'm not going to show any my screen because is that really what it's called? Alzheimer's. No, I don't think it is. I would say I don't think it is. Alzheimer's. Does anybody know what it is? I don't even know how to spell that. Let me just see how to spell it. I'm a bit tired. I did go out today. I went running. I didn't running. I went walking around the park. The park looked really nice. But there's still so much stuff. Why do people throw stuff into the corners and stuff like that? It's really bad. It's really, really bad. Let me see how to spell that. How do you spell that? How do you spell that? How do you spell that? I can't tell how you spell that. A-K-T-Z. 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 Alzheimer's. I don't think there is an Alzheimer's. Okay. Nope. Alzheimer's. You mean Alzheimer's. Anyway. Alzheimer's. Is it Alzheimer's? Anyway, check how the spelling is because that's not coming in. Has anyone bought the Reform FC shirt? 40%, 40 pounds unsigned, 100% have signed by Farage. Alzheimer's, Lewis. He said it. Look how it's spelled up there, Joodles. Don't think that I've made a mistake. I thought it was maybe a South African thing. What a great Londoner you are for picking up rubbish. You're a good lad. Yes. I think you are Y-O-U''E-R-E. Yeah, I'm a good lad. It gets me out of the house. Which is why yesterday, this is the couple of days that I've had. I went into Lidl and I bought 2 cinnamon swirls. And I ate them on the way home. 2 cinnamon swirls, about 600 calories. And I still managed to lose weight yesterday. Yeah. Alex says I should be paid. Well, then no one would appreciate it. Then I'd be some community service guy or whatever. It'd be a job. I don't understand how football survives when it can't support itself by selling tickets. It's commerce with a bit of sport on the side. Well, it's always been that way. But what should be done? What should be done about that Vattenized music? What should be done? That's the way all sports are, you know. I mean, at least it's not like women's football where it doesn't exist at all and has to be paid for. What's the score of the match? Let me see what the score of the match is. It's still 1-0. 1-0 Arsenal. 1-0 Arsenal. It's a fat fingers thing, says person of interest. Okay. Are you from South Africa? Eating freshly picked plums off Mum's tree. Yeah, go to the park, ate the freshly picked plums. There aren't that many there. And these are the kind of plums. The thing about these plums, wild plums, at least the ones in the park, are never as good after they're ripe. They're only good like right in the beginning when they taste really, really. Marianne says, my father, rest in peace, used to joke and call it old-timers. 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 That's what Alzheimer's is. Person of interest. Screaming Alzheimer's at someone who seems confused is probably not the best practice. Well, especially not pronouncing it right and saying you come from South Africa and spelling it like it's another German word. So, I mean, I know what Alzheimer's is. I think about that daily. I'm a bit tired. I haven't slept that much. I've been out today. So I'm going to need all of your help for today's show. All of your help. Don't say the score. Okay. I'm not going to say the score. There's only one score. There's only one score. One score. So, Joe, let's get back to basics here. Let's get back. Let's do that. Let's do that. Joe comes in and says, I already have. I just stopped smoking today and gone back to vaping for the third time. So somewhat stressed and trying to be calm. Yes, vaping. I'm not saying. And you had pizza. I had pizza last night. Delicious. But I'm back in the keto wagon again. It's like today I had a half a slice of pizza. I mean, I'm bad. I'm lying. I lie to you people. I tell you what you should do. It's really hard not to. The best tasting foods in the world are carbs. I'm sorry. The best tasting foods. I mean, I shouldn't even say that they are, but they are the best tasting food. You know that, Maltese Phil. You know that. Anything crumble and custard wins all day long. Ian Haig's totally right. Crumble is amazing. I never had crumble in America, and it's an amazing, amazing food. It's an amazing food, crumble, with custard. I mean, custard could be okay, but it's got sugar in it. You know. Pay play is 40 pounds a year. 40,000 pounds a year, says Vatana. Well, what would happen if we did that? They'd go play in the Saudi League or in Spain or in Italy. They wouldn't play here. I think they've thought of this business. It's not a good business. In every sport, it's the same thing. It's like in America. $100 million a year they're paying some players. No scores, no scores. Okay, I will not read the scores, Alan. I will not. Why are we 50 this? Lewis, can you say hi to Russ's neighbor, Lorna McFinger? Lorna McFinger. Okay, that's a good neighbor. Oh, that's a joke. Oh, I get it now. I'll get it. Lorna, your friend Russ is here. Just tell you this. Righty. It's halftime. You've got 15 minutes to catch up. Catch up. 15 minutes. Judels is a major sports fan. She's an athlete. She's like a dude who looks like a girl. You look like a girl. You look like a girl. Righty. It's halftime. Okay. Lewis, you can eat a lot of carbs. Why can't I? Why can't I? I don't think I can. I've eaten a lot of carbs. Why can't I, Alex, eat a lot of carbs? I don't believe that I can. I'm more and more obsessed with it, and I'm eating more. I'm going through one of these, like, let's eat carbs, period. And I feel as good every single day. I feel as good because if you're losing weight, it means you're eating up all the carbs. But it's very easy once you have one carb. Like I had one little cinnamon swirl, and they're not even that large as cinnamon swirls. They're not like the Cinnabons in America. I gave them up cold turkey when I came pregnant with my son number one. When I did smoke, are you talking about smoking? It was Dunhill Red or Silk Cut. My husband, well, those are fancy American smokes. Fancy American smokes. And they don't even come in the nice boxes anymore. So what's the point? My husband smokes, but thankfully not in the house or around our boys. It's smoking. Smoking, number one, is bad, but it's not as bad as we think it's bad. Do you think it's bad? I think it's bad. We are generally programmed to seek out sweet stuff. It sucks. Maltese Phil, totally agree. That's why we've got to actually work extra hard to not do this. Let's talk about. We can talk about cigarettes. Don't smoke. But if you do smoke, don't have carbs because carbs feed the cancer. So that's why you're going to get cancer. Maybe you're not going to get cancer. Lewis, I just want to say that the people you have, hold on a second, in your chat are wonderful. On Discord, I had a great chat with Mark, Kinsey, Alex, And today, Andy Rue, which is Ruben, gave me some amazing advice, which is an understatement. All right, well, there you go. People can see how nice you were. The first couple of days, we were wondering about Russ, but you can just see what a nice guy he is. Yeah, we got lovely, lovely people here because we all basically knew each other beforehand. So it's not like it's taken years to get to know each other. Anyway, but that's actually true. Person of interest. I've never smoked or vaped, but a small glass of Merlot is good for the nerves. It's also not good for you. One glass is not good for you. I mean, it's toxic. It's toxic. And if you're going to drink, you should definitely not have any fructose or anything like that. Lewis, take a look at the Discord. I posted something about the Amish and their health. Yeah, they're very healthy. They're very healthy. I think I read that article, but I can't go into the Discord. I'll go into the Discord. I can't go into the Discord. I can't go. So hard. So hard. Are you hard, Joe? She's hard. Smoke since I was 16. Did vaping before. So trying that again. Have they discovered any bad things about vaping yet? I'm waiting for that to come out. Carrie Mark. I'm in bed. Why are you in bed, Carrie? What are you wearing? What are you wearing? Can you send us a picture? Carrie? Carrie's in bed. Are you laying down? Are you sitting up? Why do you have to tell us you're in bed? Why do you have to have someone like me when there's so many? Why? Now I just want to find out what you're doing there. There you go. So Lorna says, there you go. There you go, Russ. Not in a million years, you. I recently acquired some fancy scales which tell you how much fat, protein, etc. you have. Do we believe it says the truth? I don't. That's a really good question. I don't. And Joodles doesn't either. I mean, there's something about it that says maybe it can't really tell. I went and got that. I went and got a test that fat test they put lying on a thing. I eat not 730 large trifles a year. I guess that's 2 a day. Well, if that's all you eat, it's like someone who drinks a lot. Zingo. Rebellion is here. Popcorn lungs from vaping. So, is it cancer causing? Is it worse than cancer? Rebellion. Okay. Kerry, I'm going in a minute. I'm usually in bed watching this. Well, what is the time? What is the time in where you are, Lorda, in the south of England? It's the same time as this. It's only 5:20. I'd like to be in bed. I went back to bed. I was a bit in bed. Kerry. Okay, so that's what Lorna says. Mary Ann comes back and says, Ruben, if I recall correctly, the Amish also have low rates of autism and other developmental difficulties. Autism is not a developmental difficulty. Autism is a psychological disturbance. And watch you get mad at me for saying that. I mean, it's not like mental retardation or whatever they call that now. I keep hearing about popcorn lungs from vaping and, of course, lung cancer from smoking. It's also tricky. Yeah. Think about cigarettes. We know cigarettes are bad. Yeah, we know cigarettes are bad. But then again, it's people, they'll die at 75. Well, yeah. It's the fat. It's not the fat. It's being fat that makes cigarettes so bad. Lewis, you were the best on headliners. Well, there you go. Thank you, Rebellion. Thank you. If I ever get back on the TV, I'll be very happy. Jelly trifle is horrible, Zingo, says Carrie. I actually like the way it tastes, but fresh fruit trifle is... How could you go wrong with that? It's creamy. Thank you, Claire. I was really brilliant. Stuart, I am 40. I eat loads of pasta and pizza, but I can't put on weight. I don't smoke, don't drink much, and have a body like Cristiano Ronaldo. Am I just a freak of nature? Stuart asks. Well, you know what? If you eat a lot of sugary food and you can't gain weight, could be a very dangerous sign. You should get a whatchamacallit. You should get a blood sugar register, a pinprick thing, and see what you got. Lucy Ann is here. Hello, beautiful Lucy. Thank you for coming in. Round of applause for Lucy Ann. Who's in the match today? I need to follow something other than my horrid Dallas Cowboys. Dallas, they're not doing that well. That's the thing. Everything changes. You think Dallas is going to be amazing forever, and then it's not. Holly, according to Ruben, Holly Hill will be listening. Yes, come on in, Holly. Come on in. I just said that. Autism is not whatever. I don't remember what I said. Person of interest. Marianne is talking to person of interest. Says, I tend to crave salty things, pretzels, chips, etc., and not sweet things. Yes, you do, because when you have salty food, it tells the body, hey, I'm dehydrating. Maybe I should eat more because I'm dehydrating. It plays with the brain. It's a real thing. It's not, Marianne, you're not thinking, oh, I'm a weak person because I like salty things. Or I'm a weak person because I like sugary things. No, it's the actual sugar and salt that makes us want to eat more of them. Lucianne. Claire loves Lucianne. She's such a nice girl, Claire. And Lucianne, too. Kelly, jelly is superb. Give me 100 and I will eat 1 plus the same again. Yeah, it's very addictive. Very addictive. When I go in the park and I pick fruit, I don't stop at 1 or 2. I just take as many pieces of fruit as I can. I don't think they're unhealthy, but they're unhealthy. Fruit is unhealthy. The girl from Mars. Hello, girl from Mars. I like that name, girl from Mars, because usually they say women are from Venus and men are from Mars. I can't put weight on either. I don't feel hungry ever. A few spoonful of honey a day. Well, how fat are you? How tall are you? And I'll tell you if it's true or not true. Mark the Rosian, Dr. Mark. Joe has a good ring to it. Mark the Rosian is here, so that's great. And he says hello to Lucianne. Person of interest, you said autism was psychological. I don't think so, Lewis. Okay, well, tell me why you don't think so. I think it's psychological. I think it comes from under I don't even know how to say this, underappreciated children. When your child hasn't got enough personal attention, they become autistic. I don't think it's inherited. Like why were those kids in the Romanian? I shouldn't talk like this. I want you to listen to me and like me, and I might be wrong about this. Please forgive me for saying this stuff. Please forgive me. But children need to be looked at. They need to be paid attention to. And if they're not, they develop autism. I believe that. You're 5'1", 8 stone. Well, you're a tiny girl. You're a tiny girl, 5'1", 8 stone. How much is that heavy? Can we give an analysis, especially the girls who know height, like Claire or something? And Claire says hello to you there, so she's there. Thorosian is a great name, says Lucianne. Yeah, it's a really good name. Girl from Mars is my favorite song. Keith Bexley. Is that a David Bowie song? Da 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 da. Right. Have you caught up, Leanne? Because I can't promise no scores in the second half. No, you can't promise that. I can't even promise that, and it's my own mouth. I also knew all the old songs as a kid. Good education. Yeah, we all knew all the old songs. That's all there was. There was no internet. You just listened to songs. My niece, I was thinking about that yesterday. What are the things that we had as kids that you can't believe? I remember in my neighborhood, there was a van that used to sharpen things. Oh my God, that's another great song. 2, 4, 6, 8, never too late. That's a great song. And then he became gay. And then he stopped being gay. 8 stone is 50 kilograms, which is the same as somebody that I know is 50. Yeah, that's for 5'1". I think that's fine. Claire, she's 8 stone, and you're fine to me, I guess. 1.8 stone is like 10. No, she said 5'1". She should have had, yes, exactly, Alex. She should have had a pause. She should have had a space after the 1. I'm 8 stone. That's 50 kilograms. Yeah, that's right, because 8 stone is 80 pounds plus something. Okay. It's a song by Ash. Stewart is in the game. This is why I appreciate you being here. I wouldn't know what the hell she was talking about. I didn't know that was a song, but it's a Very good song. How are we allowed to use other people's songs, or they're going to get mad at us? It's 5'1" and 8 stone. She should have put that in there. Lucy, tell him, but forgive him. Yeah, tell me off. Which Lucy? Which Lucy? Lucy Ann doesn't yell at me, but Lucy Van Pelt does yell at me. That's how you know the difference. Not that, of course, I know the difference. Lewis, that is the refrigerator mother theory, which frankly I thought had been discredited. Well, paying attention to your children should never be discredited. And I actually believe that. I believe the more time you spend with a baby, the less time you spend with an adult. You have to look into the child's eyes, and you have to mirror what it does. It looks at you, you look back at him, you look at him, you look back at him. Let's say he looks at you, but you don't pay attention. He's lost. He's lost to the world. That's so important to me. I'm not gonna, keep on arguing. I don't, and discredit it. That's what they always say. It's been discredited. That COVID theory has been discredited. It has not. 3, 5, 7, 9. And no at the line. That's rebellion. Okay. There was a family of 3 brothers at school who had the most loving parents. Their dad was autistic, and so were the 3 boys. They were a carbon copy of each other. Well, that's another theory. That's still not genetic or disease. Is that if you grow up with... I had a friend of mine, Stephen Wolf, and he grew up in the Wolf family, and he became a wolf because he grew up with wolves. Carrie Mack is here. She was here late yesterday, but she's here now. And so is Cherry String. The 2 beautiful ladies are here. Yeah. So if it's like I grew up with a family of New York City Jews. So I'm like a New York City Jew. But if I had grown up in somebody else's family, maybe like Judel's family, I wouldn't be like that. I would be different. Always pay attention to your children. Who's going to argue with me? I used to be 15 stone. Same with me, Mark Therosian. That's what he's saying to Lucy Ann, and that made my head look too small. Yes, I was fat too. How fat was I? Go on the internet and look at how fat I was. I weighed 101 kilograms. I think that's how many is that? That's twice the size of what's her name? Who's 50? Of Claire C. and the other girl. Who's the other girl? Of Life on Mars. Or whatever. Is that her name? Is that your name? It'll take a while for me to get to know you. Girl from Mars. I have a tiny head. I had to have a helmet made for me. I believe that we should put kids in helmets. My kids used to fall down all the time. Or maybe I used to tell the hospital that I was hitting them in the head. Did I ever hit you, Columbus? Yes. Steady on, Lewis. I don't think it was fat. Maybe it was a bit. Yeah, when you weigh 101 kilograms, it's 220. And when you weigh 5'10", it comes down through the male line. Autism? No, it doesn't. They're trying to say that with like an older man. It doesn't. It's bad parenting. I know. How many of you probably some of you are autistic, or some of you have autistic kids. I spoke to my eldest son, and he could speak before he was 1. Lorna, correct. You want your kid to talk, you got to talk to them. You want them to look in your eyes. It's like you wake up. I've heard these stories. I've read books on this thing. I was like obsessed about this when I was a kid. I was obsessed, totally obsessed. Amanda do me. Okay, that's what Russ says. You're so naughty, Russ. It's like. You always hear the autistic stories. He was 3 years old, and I realized the kid wasn't looking at me. He wasn't looking at me. And how do you not notice your kid isn't looking at you? Genetics is probably less responsible than we think. After all, your kids aren't fruitcakes. My kid, oh yeah, thanks a lot. He's making a joke. Don't accept that. I don't accept that. It is, no, but remember, there were 2 parents. But I was there in the beginning. I used to just spend all day long staring at them in their eyes. Did I stare at you, Columbus? Do you remember that? No, they don't forget that. They don't even remember. But just playing with them, singing the same songs over and over and over again to them. And the same songs. My oldest son, 24, is autistic and nonverbal. We visited him yesterday in Rhinebeck. I went to school up in Rhinebeck. That's a beautiful place. That's a beautiful place. Well, I'm really sorry to hear that, Marianne. It's not entirely your fault. This is where I'm a horrible person. This is where I'm a horrible person. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. But I'm saying what we need to do. You know, sometimes when you have kids, you can make, I'm not saying you made a mistake, Marianne, but we can make mistakes with kids. And so it's not, but it's, you know, you want to blame vaccines, or you want to blame genetics, or whatever you want to blame. But is he going to be okay, do you think? He's going to be okay. What do you mean by what do you mean by autistic? Is he a bright boy? Fair point, G-string. This is what have you ever thought about wearing a wig and lipstick because your thing doesn't work like you want it to? Like how you wear stuff off the street so people hate your fashion sense. Have I ever thought of dressing up as a girl? Is that what your question is? Yeah, of course. Hasn't every guy thought about that? Is there a hospital there in Rhinebeck, or is it one of those big houses along the water? Rhinebeck is one of those beautiful places in the world. I went to school at Bard College, Marianne. I assume you've been up there, so you know. His group home is there. Well, he's got a group home. That's fabulous. Yeah, that's fabulous. But you know what it is? It's like Marianne's from Peekskill, so it's right up the road. It's not right up the road. It's probably an hour away from Peekskill, would you say? It's an hour and something. Anyway, why do we think we're autistic or not? Well, I mean, it's basically putting a name on behaviors that we have. Like my mother was called manic depressive. I'm sure that messed me up. I have a high functioning autistic child in my family. We all make mistakes, but as long as they have lots of love and attention, they will be the perfect version of themselves. Leanne, that's lovely to say. It's lovely to say. But why is there, it's lovely to say. Why I shouldn't even be discussing this. What does it mean to be autistic? Am I autistic? People think that I'm autistic. I've been to Peekskill, nice little town, right? I'm going back to football. I'll see you in a bit later, Mark. Okay, we'll see you later. We'll see you later. Joe has to share this, but my day was made as my son and came to see me today for the first time in 4 months. Feel great now and much happier, I think you mean. Yeah, it's really nice. It's really, really nice. I have a theory that the more time you spend with the baby, the less time you have to spend when they're an adult. If you spend a lot of time when they're a baby, you don't have to worry about them visiting you or calling you, whatever, or you're visiting them. Lewis, well, he cannot speak and is at risk of eloping away, so there are alarms on the doors. We tried gluten and milk-free diets and chelation. Yeah, well, gluten doesn't. Cutting the gluten, cutting the meat, cutting chelation. No, that stuff doesn't work. The only thing that works, and I read this, it's this. I think it's the basis of the Sunrise program. Have you heard of that? Is I don't want to speak what I did because I'm not going to tell you which of these sons, but I basically got on my hands and knees and forced them to look at me. And that's what I think you need to do. Feed your kids meat, that can help, and eggs. No carbs, but also you have to look at them. No, I've never wanted to be a girl, says you. Throwing things with a degree of accuracy is important to me. Thank you, you. It is. It is, but sometimes you want to lie in bed naked and you push your boobs together and you feel pretty. Yeah, I think most guys want to be girls because you want that privilege that women have that they say they don't have. You want female privilege. Girl from Mars, naughty kids are labeled autistic. Really pees me off. Bad parenting, extra benefits. Not always, of course. Yes, that's true. Well, I know what it's like. You don't want to say that you're a bad, whatever it is, you don't want to say you're a bad parent. And you don't want to tell somebody that they're a bad parent, especially someone who's like lovely, like, you know, all the different Mary Ann. You don't want to tell them that, but maybe not. Something could have happened. Kerry says she didn't finish a sentence. What was your sentence? Kerry, have any lavender drops or citronella? The flies hate that, apparently. Yeah, there's also something else. I saw a video where they put it on the mop and they put it on the roof. I don't remember what it was exactly. Or peppermint. That's another scent they hate. You know what I use for ants? Because in Nunhead we've got a lot of ants. Is bleach. Bleach. During physical education, I would go way out into the outfield so that the ball would come nowhere near me. That's a baseball reference. That's a baseball reference. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting to catch the ball, though. I've seen so many different problems in kids. And Vatanai's been a teacher. Very autistic, right? Asperger's. Just straight and naughty, very anxious and shy. We don't know why for sure. We do not know why for sure. But most of the time, it could be cured with attention, attention, attention. I believe that. The more time you spend, I mean, this is why I'll never be famous, because I'm losing followers here. Marianne's not going to follow me again. But the more attention you pay to a baby, an actual little baby, the less attention you have to pay when they reach 20 and 30. They're not in prison. I think there's unless you're a prisoner and they want to be like you. That's like the Wolf family. Right? There are so many levels of autism, from minor to nonverbal, low and high intellectual capabilities, so that there can be no generalization. Too complicated, says Leanne. Definitely naughty kids, misdiagnosed, though. Okay, well, I agree with the last part, they're misdiagnosed, but I agree. Some kids are mentally, I don't even know what are the right terms. We used to say mentally retarded. That even, whatever, even you have Down children who are totally beautiful and well-behaved. Totally beautiful and well-behaved. And then you have Down children that are horrible because they weren't paid attention to when they were kids. This is what I believe. Joodles doesn't like flies. I've got flies here, and we get flies a lot in Nunhead, or at least this part of it. Thanks so much, guys. I feel so much better, Joodles. Anyway. What is the first thing that I would do if I were a woman for a day? I would just nag some guys. I think that's so much fun. So much fun. So much fun. I would nag. That's the best part of being a woman. I would nag, and then I would just blame everybody for my own problems and tell everybody I'm just as good as you. Sorry. There is no getting rid of me, laugh out loud. I'm not going anywhere. Thank you, Marianne. You're a sweet girl. You're totally nice. You're totally nice. OnlyFans, that might be good too. Well, because I'd be gone, yeah. But most OnlyFans don't make enough money. I don't even know how to make money. It's kind of like this live stream, Some live streamers get millions. We get, how many do we get? Let me see how we're doing. Got 34 watching right now. That's nice. It's really nice. My wife worked at a school where the kids had been poisoned in the womb by drugs and alcohol. They had physical and mental problems. Yes, and yes. Yes, yeah. And most people today are being poisoned by veganism, by high-carb diets. And then the kids are growing up 3-inch. Kids who are on vegan diets are 3 or more inches shorter than kids who are fed a varied diet. Nagging is a pure waste of time, but I'd like to be able to do it. That's why I can't do it now. I would pay to see you on OnlyFans, Lewis. Okay. There we go. I'll set up an OnlyFans. Anybody want to set up an OnlyFans for me? What do I need to do? Do I have to be? I'd like to be nude because I look good now because I'm thin. But so I agree with nagging. Don't you do that already? You moan all day long. But am I nagging? Am I a nagger, producer? Do I nag you?
Yes, you're nagging me right now.
I'm just trying to get your attention, but that's not nagging. You know what? Am I nagging you? Why don't you do this right? You didn't do this today. You're going to do this today. But thank you, Claire C., and thank you, Joodles. I think Gen Z will have a lot of mental issues because they don't socialize as much as they on their phones. Exactly. And their mothers are on their phones while the whole thing is happening. And they're not being fed enough meat, and their mothers aren't looking them in the eyes and talking to them. And then they have to go to school when they're 2 years old. They're going to what do they call that? The creche, where they're not paid attention. Oh, now I get so angry. Did you put them in a creche? That's how to make a kid autistic. Unfortunately, I've got to go, Lewis, says Stuart. We'll tune in tomorrow. Well, that's brilliant. Thank you, Stuart. Thank you for telling us this. You don't have to tell us you're going to go, but I do appreciate you being here in the first place. So everybody say goodbye to Stuart. Keith Bexley says, I think you are thinking about autism in the wrong way. It's not a condition like other things. It's a different wiring of the brain. That's why you get so many different types. Bull. Sorry, Keith. You know what it is? When I was a kid, my father would say, why is mommy in the hospital? Why is mommy in the mental hospital? Why can't she be home with us? Why is she still in bed? Why isn't she playing with us? And my father would say, your mother has a chemical imbalance. That's why she's mentally ill. I don't know if they use the word mentally ill. They didn't say it around the house, but your mother has a mental, and that's why I'm very sensitive to this. I grew up, my mother was mentally ill. She was diagnosed with manic depression, which now they call bipolar disorder. Maybe they don't even think it's a disease now. Okay? Basically. So there are all different ways children cannot get the attention that they need. And a lot of them are not the parents' fault completely, because they're told they need to go to work. Work is more important than paying attention to your children. I mean, and that's why my kids are totally different from one another. They're both beautiful children, but why are they different? Because they both got treated. Keith Bexley, my children got treated differently. Oh, what's happened to the chat? Is the chat box not on? Why is the chat box not on? Basically, why didn't somebody tell me the chat box wasn't on? No, it's not a different wiring. The brain is not wired. The brain can be damaged through drug use, through alcohol use in the parents, through bad food. And now, Keith, you can defend yourself on this. I will read everything that you have to say. Admittedly, no one understands what different wiring means. Exactly. Well, if no one understands it, then it doesn't exist. How is the wiring? Can they show, the wiring should go this way, this way? Is Holly here? No, Holly isn't here. Where is Holly? Are you here? Are you asking this, Ruben? Okay, Lorna says, we wouldn't need to nag if Bad did things straight away. Yeah, that's true. Yes, I do. Joodle says that I nag. I don't nag. I just repeat my point over and over. Is that nagging? I guess I do nag. Because I grew up with a very strong, dominant mother, and my father, whatever. I'm surprised I'm not gay, Joodles. I'm really surprised I'm not gay. I have a lot of feminine qualities. I grew up with a very strong mother, but also she was absent. She was in a mental hospital, my mother. Not the entire time, but I remember when they took my mother to the hospital. I remember that. You don't forget that. I was so young. When they take your mother to a mental hospital, your father says your mother is chemically imbalanced. She's got different wiring. And even then, I knew. I remember looking at my father and saying, "You're lying to me. Why are you lying to me?" Yeah, we don't know. We don't know what they mean by this rewiring thing. I can't believe how far I've come as a human being. I'm actually saying publicly that my mother was mentally ill. You know how old I was before I let anybody know that my mother was supposedly mentally ill? Supposedly. And she was on a really high-carb diet, too. Really high-carb diet. It made her crazy. And then they gave her medication that some of it doesn't work, really. Medication can never work. Ever, ever, ever work. I gave anyway. So my mother was mentally ill. You could say, you know what? I know why Lewis Schaffer's crazy because his mother is mentally ill. Okay, so what are we doing? I wish she would. Is Holly going to come into the chat? I don't know. I gave up on asking my husband to go to the dentist about 15 years ago into our marriage. About 10 years ago. About 10 years ago into our marriage. About 10 years into our marriage. Celebrate 36. So has his teeth rotted out, Marianne? That's how you know he should go to the dentist. That's how you know. That's how you know. You know, if his teeth, like me, I don't go to the dentist anymore. I stopped going to the dentist. Okay, let's go. I jumped ahead. Let's go back on track. Let's go back. Oh, we're really, now we're getting behind in the thing. Tell us about it, Lorna, if you want something to do. And you got to do it yourself. Yeah, because you always want things done because you think you can't do it yourselves. You don't learn automobile repair. You don't learn how to paint anything. You don't know any of this stuff. Sorry, ladies. You're horrible. You are so horrible. Why do I love you so much? This is the thing. We're all a massive confusion. You know, I love you. I love the women so much, but you're absolutely horrible human beings. But I just love you. I love you. Okay. Anyway, says, I heard they are getting phone call lessons on how to have a conversation. Not even a joke. Men. Yeah, we need to learn that. We need to learn. But because we don't need to talk as much as you guys need to talk, except, what are you wearing? Do you want to meet me later? These are things we need to know. My OnlyFans account was closed down, Alan Williams says, by Sanford police for being way too sexy. I think that's a joke. Okay, hear that too. Teaching how to make or answer a phone call. Yeah. I mean, how do you answer? Say, everything's like, women, you talk way more than guys. And you learn. Sanford police, I don't think is a real police, but they're funny. It's funny. My husband jokes about doing 23andMe and seeing if we are cousins, what you and your husband. Yeah, could do that. I'm 100% Ashkenazi Jew, if you want to know about me. But here's my question. Does he go to the dentist? Is his teeth rotting, Marianne? Yes or no? He doesn't go to the dentist. Is his teeth rotting? Dentistry is one of the biggest scams, like eyeglasses. Absolute scams. We need only 5% of the dentists out there. If we went off, the reason we get cavities, we're on a high-carb diet. Chatbox hasn't been on. How come it hasn't been on? How come it hasn't been on? Why is the chat box not on? I don't know why it hasn't been on. Producer, the chat box hasn't been on. While I'm looking at this thing, can you press like? Can you press subscribe if you haven't? Like Girl from Mars, have you subscribed? It's good to have different kids. Means you didn't mess them all up. Is that what you're saying, Girl from Mars? Yeah, do you have kids? I've got 2 kids, 24. Could you come and take a look at this? I don't know why. It looks like the chat box is on, but it looks like it's not on. Hide. I've got 2 kids, and they're very different kids. And they said, well, how come your kids are so different? Because they were not treated the same. When this one came in, when the producer came in, it was totally brand new to me. And I became obsessed with him. Obsessed. Did you think I was obsessed? I was obsessed. I potty training. I just was reading all these books on taking care of kids and sleeping and all that stuff. And then when the second kid came, Carnegie, I wasn't that obsessed, and I didn't pay as much attention to him. And also a relationship with the mother had gone south. Russ is thinking about doing an OnlyFans thing, but then I realized I can't give it away, let alone flog it. Yeah, give it away, give it away. What's that song? Give it away. Red Hot Chili Peppers. Lorna comes in and says, my youngest son is odd. He never liked being held, fed, changed, and laid back. That's not true. That is not true, Lorna. No child is born not wanting to eat. No child is born not wanting to be changed or held or any of that stuff. We just, we don't feel as much love. We don't, or whatever. You got to work through it. That's what I felt about what I'm not going to say, but you got to work through. You've got to hold them, whether they want to be held or not. You got to look them in the eye and say, I love you, I love you, I love you, whether they want to be held or not. Basically, am I right? That's what I believe. I know Lorna, and you think, well, no kid. He's not odd. You're not odd. You just did not treat him in the same way as you treated the other one. Please don't hate me, Lorna. Please don't hate me, Lorna. Please don't hate me, Lorna. Please don't hate me. So Alex said, notice we got no Holly, Kinsey, or Chris. Maybe it's Holly. Holly is on a protest. Who knows? Yeah, well, they got a lot of protests, and they're not really working in their coffee shop. They could take a day off in the coffee shop. Or who knows? I've been told maybe by someone that Holly is not even a real person, that she's like a 14-year-old kid, and she just is doing this just to like get people to annoy him. My mother was depressed, says Vatana. Yeah. As 50% of all women today are of a certain age. They gave her Valium and Librium. Yeah, my mother took Librium too. When they decided she should stop, she went a bit nuts and withdrew from the wider society and hardly went out. Yeah. Yeah, nowadays they can't even take you off of Valium. They've got to titrate it. I had a friend of mine that said it was on Valium, and maybe she was on 10 milligrams, and they had to give her like 9.5 milligrams. They just couldn't go even to half. Vatana, yes. My mother was on, I'm trying to remember, let me see if I can remember the pills my mother, but she was on, what's that thing? Lithium, of course, which is a lie, didn't work. You read the history of lithium, it's like a scam. It isn't really a scam. It's just a really rich guy. His name was Dreyfus, not from that Dreyfus, but he had like a fund or something. And he spent millions to make it so it was possible to get people to use lithium. No, that was another drug. That was the other drug. Let me look this up. Can I look this up? Can you just bear with me a second? Because it's actually quite an interesting story. The story of Dreyfus and manic depression. Dreyfus, manic depression. Okay. Oh, there's Richard Dreyfus. Richard Dreyfus says he's bipolar. But that's not the guy. The guy we're talking about. Do you know who I'm talking about? I didn't realize Richard Dreyfus said he had manic depression. I guess they're all coming out with manic depression. But what is the guy's name? Dreyfus. His name wasn't Richard Dreyfus. His name was Richard Dreyfus Mutual Fund. We're looking at this thing. It's very hard to find. What's the guy's name? It's now owned by Bank of New York, Dreyfus. I can't see that there. Oh my God, I forgot what the name was. Maybe the name wasn't Dreyfus. But there was a guy in the 1960s who believed, like this rewiring thing. This nothing personal against you if you said something in favor of rewiring or chemical, but because everything in the world is electricity and the human body is electricity, they believe that manic depressive was caused by electricity, which is where they came to shock treatment is electricity, or they gave lithium salts to like control your electricity. The Dreyfus Corporation, and it was founded by Jack Dreyfus. Okay, he's got his own separate thing. He went to Lehigh University. You're paying attention, everyone. And Alfred Dreyfus. who was a famous person in France who was attacked for being Jewish, and he was an advocate of, it's called phenytoin, which is not what it was caused at the time. Dilantin, that's what it's caused, dilantin, which was useful for the prevention of tonic-clonic seizures. Are you paying attention to this, anybody? I can't read this. I can't read this. But what I'm saying is, hold on one second. I'm going to go down a notch. Lorna says, I love you, Lewis. I love you. I love you too. I love you too. You know, some of the hardest things, like right now, I've got stage 3B, chronic kidney failure. And I want to be totally healthy. I'm 68 years old. I might die. I'm not going to die super soon, but I've got this disease. Why did I get this disease? Because I did bad things to myself. I mean, I don't even know what the bad things were. I didn't take many drugs, but who knows? Anyway, so this guy, so people believed in this thing called Dilantin, which was quite a popular name, which they don't call it that anymore. And the belief was it was good for bipolar disorder. And then you want to check out the story of lithium. You can Google that too. Claire C., I'm the best. Well, thank you, Claire. And thank you. Let me say this, Lorna. I love you. I love you. I love you because what you did just now, which is just so nice. It is just so nice. So nice. So nice. It's really nice because I'm like sensitive. I want people to keep on liking me. But at the same time, I tell them that they're bad mothers, whatever, or they made a mistake as a mother. And that's something you can never, you shouldn't do. You shouldn't do. But maybe when you hear the truth, you can avoid it. You know, you look at, it's like in my many relationships with women, and often they would be quite angry at me. They would be like really, really angry at me. And I was wondering, you know, this woman's crazy. Why is she so angry? And I read an interesting thing that said anger is another word. You know, I'm trying to remember what they said. But when a woman acts crazy, she's angry. She's angry. Okay. Second child has to fit in. Their personality comes out better for it. They're easier. They can be, but you have to pay attention to them. Luckily, in my household, I think my son did an amazing job being like a substitute father for the youngest one. He's very caring. He's not best buddies with the second one, but he's really caring and loving. Larry Fink, the new head. Larry Fink is what is he? He's whatchamacallit? Larry Fink is the guy from what's BlackRock? Jew. Second child can be easier. Evening. Thank you. True, I didn't think of that. They can't. Alan Williams. What did Alan Williams say? Chatbot helps people follow the show if they aren't watching it. Yeah, I put it back in. Let me see if I can fix this. Let me see if I can move this around. Make this a bit bigger so you can read it. How about that? How about that? How about that like that? It's a bit bigger. Is it better that way? Lewis. Okay, so here we go. So I put the chat box back. Is that okay now? Is that okay now? Thank you very much, everybody. If there's ever you don't see anything and you want it done, whatever it is, thank you, Claire. You are the best. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. You know, I mean, it's like when I had my first son. It's like I studied children, but I didn't have enough energy, as much as I wanted, for the second child, as I had for the first child. And I wish, you know, within the limitations of myself. Carolyn Cooper's here. The mother was quite angry at me, relentlessly angry, and she should be angry. I gave her lots of reasons to be angry. Lots of reason to be angry. She was angry. And we'd had a if we I mean it would have better the most important thing when you have kids is to love your wife if you're a guy. That's the most important thing. What did Avocado say? My uncle said, find what you love and you'll never work a day in your life. He loved heroin. That's a good joke. That's a good joke. Lorna loves that joke. That's really funny. So I watched a good documentary recently about the Tylenol poisoning that happened. A good watch. Is that the one where the guy went around and replaced, and that's when they put the very Yeah. Yeah, that's really scary when you can't trust anything, really. Let me go back up here. Let's go back up here. Hold on, I'm losing my place here. And I lost my place here. Okay. So it might be Tylenol could be good. I mean, the truth is, I think Tylenol is one of those pills you shouldn't be taking. I took a lot of those pills when I was young, and my kidneys are messed up. Kidneys are messed up. But they say, oh, you're born with a genetic propensity to having a bad kidney. No. They gave Rose Kennedy a forced lobotomy. Yeah, horrible. She was causing trouble. She was an embarrassment. Yeah, and they never spoke about her again. Yeah, thank you. Hot, very hot. Did you score? I haven't been paying attention. Do you want to score, Joodles? How did we not score there? Can I mention this? It's 80 minutes in and it's still 1-0. 1-0. Okay. Yeah, that's horrible. The lobotomy. Luckily they didn't give. Thank you. Luckily they gave my mother shock treatment. That couldn't have helped. Basically it's electrocution. It's electrocution. Donna. Really bad. That stuff should be illegal. Lobotomy. I knew people who had lobotomies back in the day. I'm so old. I remember I worked for a guy who had a lobotomy. I will text my youngest son, and he just doesn't reply. So then I will text him asking, please tell me you're okay. Laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's Marianne. Yeah, that's the way kids are. They don't care about you, especially the boy kids. They don't care. They don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Thank you. Thank you. Someone sent me a message and I'm saying thank you. I'm saying thank you. It's really, really, really nice. Really nice. Stay focused. Okay, is that for me? I got to stay focused because I'm being interrupted by multiple text messages. Okay. Holly Hills is Josh Howie in disguise. Yeah, he might be. It'd be funny if he was. I think it'd be really brilliant. Blood pressure affects kidneys, Lewis. Take care of your blood pressure. Or is it the other way around, Alex? Does your kidneys affect your blood pressure? Maybe I had damaged kidneys 15, 20 years ago. They were stage 3A chronic kidney disease. What is a dentist's favorite type of boat? Says Russ. The Tooth Fairy. Oh, there you go. Poor Mal. We're not talking about your cat, honestly. We're not talking about your cat. Just like the people believed in the OxyContin drug. Yes, they believe in all these things, and they're all lies. Everything that we've been told is a lie. Especially healthcare is all a lie. And if it's not a lie, it's being poisoned. My nephew gave my niece a kidney last year. I don't know. I think I'm a ways away from that. And I'm hoping something good's going to happen, Lorna. I mean, I'm at 36 EGFR, 36. Do I look like I need a kidney? I don't know. I don't know what it's going to be. But I'm going to tell you something. The kidney, whatever they call the kidney thing, is not a solution. dialysis. You can only be on dialysis for about 3 to 5 years, and then you die. It's only a short-term substance. Basically, you're punching the cells, the blood cells. But lovely guy. It must be lovely to give someone that. That's really lovely. And how it's supposedly non-addictive for pain. And all those drugs affect your mood. They're mood alterers, paracetamol, whatever they make you. Yeah. I'm not lined up to get one. I'm not lined up to get one. We'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. It's gone. Lewis, learn transcendental meditation. I've been thinking about that. I want to go to Osho. I want to meet Osho. There are also bad fathers, just saying. Yes, there are. Yes, there are. There are bad fathers. But there are bad fathers. But there's an old saying, a child has the father the mother wants him to have. But I'm saying if you want to have, it's very important to love. I'm saying that it's very important to love the mother. To love the mother. Transcendental meditation. Maybe I should do that. It's really important to love the mother. And if you're a woman, to love your husband too. And to look at your son and say, oh, you remind me of your dad. Your dad was so beautiful. Instead of your dad was a rotten S-bag, whatever it is. Caroline Cooper asked, do you do TM? Avocado Man. Yeah, do you do TM? Should we do it? That shows, says Alex, you did a great job raising the producer, Lewis. Well done. I think I did a good job in the beginning, and then the mother took over, and she did a better job than I give her credit for. I'm not going to give her credit for a good job, but I will give her. She did a good job. Okay, Joodles. Surely no one is called Malcolm in 2025. That's, I think, why it's a funny name. It's her cat. It's her cat. That was so sad. Her difficulties stemmed, I read, from being oxygen deprived during the birth process. No, because she would turn out to be a bit, mentally retarded or whatever word they use, but she wouldn't be badly behaved, and that's what you do. You give somebody when they're badly behaved in the minds of others. So I don't believe that. That's the excuse that those evil people used. But they were a family too. They had their own problems. We've just been reading about TM this week, Caroline Cooper. I'm very interested. Okay, I'm going to make a note. I'm going to write it down. TM. Meditation. What is it? Is it like Chinese or something? I used to be a big follower of Alan Watts. So she's been doing that. Let's go back in there. My ginger. Oh, please, Joodles, please. You always get randy around your cat. It suits. Named Malcolm Tucker from. I don't want to talk about your cat. My mother was the 8th child of 10. She may have suffered from lack of attention. Who knows? Yes. Or sometimes when you've got 10 kids, you find the attention where it's there. It's like, my son got attention from his brother. It's like a fatherly role. So back in the day, people had lots and lots of kids, and they paid attention to each other. My wife was getting suspicious of our babysitter, probably because we don't have any children. Avocado Man. That made me laugh. That's a good laugh. Good joke. It's great. Very good for stress, and it keeps me going. Let's put some punctuations in there, Avocado Man. But thank you. No way you can give 10 kids attention. No, but then the oldest kid becomes the mother to the youngest kid. Kerry. That's how I would see it. Okay. Now I'm back. I'm back on the thing. Oh, I'm really far behind. Oh, I'm like so far behind in this. Okay, I'm gonna read a bit faster. Please, everybody, if you can do me a favor, don't write anything unless I've asked a very specific question or other people ask a very specific question. If you do, if you find it hard to laugh at yourself, I'd be happy to do it for you, says Groucho Marx. He was great, brilliant. He lived in my hometown, or I lived in his hometown. I'm stressed overthinking. I'll have to try to get into it. Yeah, same with me. I'm very stressed. Lewis, what's my favorite hair color for a woman? You know what? I don't think you should have a hair color. I think you should let it go gray. I mean, I'm at the age now where gray hair is attractive to me. Maybe when I was younger, it's something different. But whatever you do, don't have like lines in your hair where you haven't colored your roots. Never forget your roots. Your hair must look wonderful. Okay. Joke. Why did the boy throw his alarm clock out the window? He wanted to see time fly. Okay, we're all telling the jokes. That's good. Kerry, when you were dancing in Edinburgh nightclub, Lewis, had you taken anything? No, I wasn't. No, I'm never. No. I mean, back in the day, I might have had a pint or something, but not really. My mother and father came from families of 10 and 6, so I'm not sure how much individual attention there was. There was attention. The mother was staying at home all the time. And you only need to give like a lot of attention for the first couple of years. And then Rose Kennedy was the mother. It wasn't Rose. Yeah, that's true. What was the Kennedy called? It wasn't called a mother. Caroline Cooper says, Lewis has high blood pressure. I do. I do have really high blood pressure. I've had it for a long time. I'm going to the dentist tomorrow, 2:30. Tooth hurty, says Ian Higgs. Okay, what's the difference between a potato and Dawn French? One is fat, lumpy, and full of carbs. The other is a potato. Yeah, let's make fun of her. She's fat, and she's not on our team, so let's make fun of her. Let's all be thin. Let us all be thin. I think we should stop typing for a minute or two. Let Lewis catch up with us all. Yeah. Can we all stop typing? Yeah. Have you got a spooky tooth? What's a spooky tooth? Okay. I am weird. I love the dentist. Yeah, I used to like it too. You used to get a lot of attention. They're like sitting there talking to you. I used to like it a lot. And, I remember being invited to Plato's Retreat by one of the girls who worked there. I didn't want to go with her because I didn't think she was that attractive. I had electroshock treatment 25 years ago. I felt like a lobotomy. Yeah. So there you go. I'm glad my mother didn't, but yeah. And some people never get over it. They keep on doing it. Did you ever see the movie? What was the movie with that girl who was like under the spell of Andy Warhol? What was the movie? What was it called? You know the one I'm talking about. AstraZeneca is translated into Death to the Stars. I never heard of that. 25 years ago. It was a long time ago to have electric shock treatment, Alan Williams. But that's still, you don't forget it, I assume. Well, she had electric shock treatment in the movie. I don't think in real life she did too, but she had it in the movie. A minute or two, Carrie. It'll take 20 right now. As per standard, this time we're all just talking to each other. Yeah, so yeah, I can't tell you to stop writing. You want to write to each other. Let me just see how many people are in the chat. How many people are in the chat? Okay, there we go. Okay. I know of bad fathers. They are blessed to have children. I adore my sons and grandsons and every fiber of my being. And you want to know something? Same with me. But a lot of times mothers don't want their fathers to love their kids as much, especially now. They're basically told, oh, he cheated on me. I'm going to break up with him. I mean, I'm against that. What really did for me, Carrie, is when she made her contribution to the BLM and she was dressed in character of Vicar of Dibley and she got on one knee. It was so cringe. Yes, let her be fat forever and let her never have sex again. And nobody told her. And you know what? She's married to this guy and she's fat. No guy likes a fat. You're being mean to a man if you, and a man can't say, you're fat. Oh my God, this is the worst show I've ever done. I want to apologize to you people. I've attacked mothers. I've attacked fat people. What's going on with the football? It's still going on, according to this. It's still going on. You know, I mean, I don't attack mothers. You know what it is? And I remember, because the mother of my children, she said to me, don't listen to this. Don't listen to this. Anyway, I'm not going to say what it is. I should be talking like this. Top bloke, Alan Watts. Very good. Yeah, loved him. And he was English. He grew up in Chislehurst. I know bad fathers too. It's heartbreaking. And the more moms try to control the harm it causes, the worse it seems to get. I'm not saying moms are not bad, but I don't personally know any. Well, I know millions, and I met millions. And let me tell you something else. I met millions of nice moms, of really great moms. Really, really, really great moms. So, you know, and the problem is they don't want dads to be good now. They take away all the dad's money. Dads can't get jobs. He's got no power in the household. A woman gets unhappy and and they get divorced, and there's no dad anymore. And the dad goes mental. It happened to me for 10 years. I was completely met. My son doesn't remember this. Don't type unless I ask a specific question. By the time I get to the answer, I will have forgotten because it was 20 minutes ago. Yeah. I don't know. How should I handle this, Joodles? You're Miss Know-It-All. How do I handle this? Anyway, so, okay. Okay. Well, I hope Arsenal hold on to this as my partner is a supporter. Yeah, that's nice of you, Kerry Mack. Okay, here we go. Lewis, as long as you don't attack the disabled, then you are okay. Well, I did attack the disabled. I called autistic people a product of bad parenting, which is really bad for if you've got an autistic kid. It is really bad if you are autistic. I mean, I can't be trusted. I can't be trusted in the same room. I can't. All the alternative comedy mob from the 80s they're all posh kids from university who had no idea about real life. But I must admit, I've always liked Addie Edmondson and Rick Mayall. Okay, well, thank you, Russ. Thank you, Russ. Lewis. Okay, but I'm not going to attack the disabled. I want to attack all the disabled, but you better be in a wheelchair with something really wrong with you. And I don't mean like Stephen Hawking's, because he's faking it. If you stop moving your arms, if you stop moving for that long a time, you're not going to be able to move your arms. What if a father doesn't live with you and bails when you're pregnant and gets involved afterwards? Life is never simple. Well, it's never simple because they basically demasculinize men and they've allowed women to have sex with whoever they want to have sex with. I believe in the Muslimy rules about marriage. That's what they should do. They should reinstate that again. Sorry, Joodles. You know, we got brilliant women. Maybe when a woman reaches a certain age, 40 or 45 or 50, they can get a job. You know, but up until that time. Oh my God, this is a great show, Lewis. We're all just chilling. Okay, thank you. I mean, it might be an interesting show because you're hearing me say the most horrific things. I know they're horrific. I just said that I don't think women should be allowed to work. And I don't think they should be allowed to work. Is that horrible? It is. It is. Ruben comes in and says, Lorne, I think the scene where they are stowaways on the ship and keep calling the room service and plumbers and laundry, etc., until they're full of until it is full and they all fall out and the door is opened. Was that a Groucho Marx movie? Some men do like fat women. Hidden under the carpet of houses I moved in was a magazine full of pictures of fat women. Yes, some men do, because that's, you know what it is? I'll tell you what it reminds me of. It reminds me when I was young. I'm not going to say this because it's one more thing. No, I don't believe in vaccine damages, but I believe in vaccines damaging people. Annette is here. Yeah. What did I say? That they do. They might like fatter women. But generally speaking, the best thing you could do is be thin and beautiful. That's what I think. And forgive me, and forgive me, and just say, you know what, this guy Lewis, he's way more complicated than I thought he was. I thought he was going to be so nice. He's got such a mean, evil streak. Doodles is not watching football anymore. So Annette is mentioning autism, vaccine damage. I don't know if I believe in that. You shouldn't get vaccinated anyway. I'm against vaccines. I'm against medication. Vaccines aren't even vaccines. They're not the same cells that have died and been put in, or the same cells that are living that have been put in the body, and you develop, a tolerance for them, whatever it is. But it is. How could you have a fat woman under the carpet? You'd never be able to vacuum, says Ruben. Oh, that's a good joke. That's a good joke. I've had to work. I've always worked. I've had a career. Well, I'm against that. I'm against that. I'm against that, having a career. That's what Joe says. I'm against it. I'm against people having career. I mean, not in my household. I'm going to make you work. I need you to work. Are you going to go running? Lewis, did you tell your ex-girlfriend? Did I tell you my ex-girlfriend was disabled? She dumped me because I sold her wheelchair, even though she eventually did. I think you told that joke yesterday, but it's a funny joke. Well, Arsenal won, I assume. Arsenal won. It won 1-0 against Man United. Man United isn't Man United anymore. They used to be amazing. Rick Mayall reading grim tales was brilliant. Yeah, I guess he was good. That's how I felt yesterday. Was totally and utterly disappointed with my team. Yeah. Stephen Hawking is really dedicated to his fakery. He's been dead for over 10 years. He supposedly had a disease which should have killed him when he was 30 or 40, but he died when he was 75. He did not have that, whatever that was. Well, I don't remember what the disease was. He didn't. But let's just say I sit here and I fold my arms and I say, I'm not going to move anymore. Eventually, my arms will weaken and weaken and weaken. And that's what happened. That's what I believe with Stephen Hawking. The first whistle blows and you have hope, Leanne, says Jules. And then you realize your team is shite and it's crushing every bastard. Are we allowed to use that word, Judels? I'm with Judels. I'm a Crystal Palace supporter, so I have low expectations. And I was a New York Mets supporter, and I had low expectations. So maybe you should pick a. The problem is you become a team when they're big. Whatever. Or your family's team, and they're big when you're a kid, and they don't match that. Yeah. So this is the football. This Marx Brother jokes fit Lewis. He looks like an idiot, talks like an idiot, but don't let him fool you. He really is an idiot. That's a great joke. I love the Marx Brothers. Did I tell you they lived in my hometown of Great Neck, New York? You go Google it. So where is Lewis Schaffer from? Warsaw, but underneath the Warsaw thing. Hi, disabled haters. Big round of applause for Holly Hills is here. Sorry, we're a bit behind in the chat, so that's why I didn't say hello. It wasn't because I was being mean to you because you're disabled or you call yourself disabled. You're not disabled. You're just mental. Oh, look who's back for another round. Let's be nice. Scary Macker, we got to be nice. Holly's here. Hey, I don't know whether it is here. Lewis, can't believe you just said I shouldn't have a career. Wow. Yeah, I said it. That doesn't mean you're not smart enough to have a career. That doesn't mean you can't do as good a job as a man does. And you can have a career when you reach a certain age. Let's go Mets, Marianne. That's my team. I'm an old Mets fan from way back ago. I was at the protest, and the far right were only 29 people versus 100. So you win 3 point something to 1. 3. Congratulations, Holly. I loved my disabled husband, Holly. No vaccines at all. Even the MMR has a lot to answer for. Yes, it's a lie. I don't believe that it causes autism, but it's not going to make you healthy, and it could actually hurt you. It's not going to cause autism. But basically, a lot of people took the vaccine because they wanted to send their kid to like nursery school. And so the state told them they had to take a vaccine. Donna. So these are people who maybe didn't love their kids as much. Or maybe they believed in the crazy state because they believed in sending their kids. Okay? I don't think, I'm going to pay you a compliment. I don't think mentally disabled people are disabled. Yeah, she's got panic anxiety, Kerry Macca. You don't do crowds generally with anxiety. And you use the train to get up there. But I thought you didn't like crowds. What medication are you taking? Because I get constantly people ask me about medication. A friend of mine asked me about medication. Notice how Lewis becomes much more animated when it's totally true. You mentioned this yesterday, Joodles, and you're right. There's something. That's why I like having a guest. I become animated. The first part of the show, I wasn't as animated as I should have been. I should be more animated. People like when I'm animated. I'm used to the crowd, and it wasn't crowded. First of all, if you're used to the crowd, then you're not mentally disabled. So you apologize to us. How much money do we send you? How much money do you get sent every month, Holly Hills? And why don't you say thank you to these people for paying taxes? Say you thank you. Did you hear about the man without any arms or legs? His name was Bob. I think you got to... No. Did you hear about the man without any arms or legs who went swimming? I think you got to put the swimming thing in, Marianne. Anyway, that's a disabled joke. I thought vaxxed obese people were healthier than unvaxxed fit people. That was the message during the lockdown. Yeah, they lied to us, Adam. Good to see you. It's really good to see you. They're a bunch of lying. And then they convince Holly Hills. They say, Holly, you didn't have bad parents. You did not have bad parents. So Holly Hills was at a demonstration. She was at a demonstration because she's not disabled. Holly Hills will be with you in a minute. He's mental. It's a he, I guess. And he's, anyway, the American state mandates vaccines and drug companies rake in the profits. If kids are harmed, they don't care. Yes, that's the Democrats. That's the left wing. That's Team World. That's the globalists. Mental disability can stem from abusive relationships. If someone is beaten as a child or been in with a narc in a relationship, it deteriorates their state of mind. I don't believe that. It's all childhood shit. I don't believe that. Jojo is here. Thank you for coming in. Good to welcome back. I thought it was Joe, but it's Jojo. I get panic attacks and I have mental health problems. And you can go out. Where were we? And something you far-right people don't think exists properly. I don't. This guy here thinks you're lying and thinks you've stolen money from the state. But it's okay for you to. It's okay for you to steal money from the state, from the people who are paying taxes, without even saying thank you. You can't even say thank you. Thank you, Kerry Macca, for paying taxes and for giving me money, which I don't deserve. So basically, you claim disability for anxiety, and you go out and protect and protest and be in crowds. Wow, she's a liar, Kerry Macca. Am I being mean? I'm being really mean, sorry. I'm going to have to check my blood pressure. But I've got high blood pressure. Am I disabled? So, yeah, this is what Kerry Macca says. That's brilliant. Sure, they just make it up as they go along, Kerry. Yeah, they do. They're making it up. And no one has people don't say, they say, I'm disabled. They say, oh, you must be disabled. No, you're a liar. You're a liar, Holly. A liar. Say, I am a liar because your mother did not love you. I need to get my duck out of the freezer. You reminded me, Vatanai, says Lorna. And that deterioration can be a disability upon them. Yes, it can be. It can be. But this case, it isn't. She's going to a demonstration. Okay. Lewis, Holly Hills. Lewis, since you are far right, I'm far right. Do you think maybe I'm far right? Why do you not like people coming over for a better life like you do? Because there are millions of them and they're destroying this country and they want us dead. That's why. You don't let people who are hurting you.
Calm down.
Sorry, I've got to calm down. Holly Hills. I'm sorry, I've got to calm down. That's the answer to the question. Holly, you got to me. We don't want them coming over telling us stuff. There's too many of them. We want a better life for ourselves. Breathe. I've just got a message. Breathe, FF's sake. I guess so. Breathe. Yeah, so that's what it is. I earn benefits, and I'm proud that's what it's for. You don't earn the benefits. You're given benefits. You've not worked for benefits. You're just given benefits because you are a liar, okay? Because you're telling people you can't, and you go around and you have a vested interest in being quote unquote disabled. You have, and you know what? Helen Keller yesterday. Remember we were talking about earned benefits. Exactly. It's a lie, Kerry. You're totally right. Earned benefits. It's not earning. She actually believes this. She actually believes. I think, Holly, you're confusing mental illness with climate change. The evidence of mental illness is all too clear. You, Jarrett says, wow. Wow, Kerry Mecca, be proud of claiming benefits. She didn't even say she claimed the benefits. She said she earned them like she was working. Yeah, she's working. It's hard work to go around pretending you're mentally ill. Mentally ill. Yeah. Guys, I don't want foreigners living in this country. Maybe me, a few foreigners, to make the country better, but not millions of horrible people who hate. Oh my God, I'm too excited. But thank you, producer. Guys, just don't talk to whoever it is. Don't give trolls. Yes, give them oxygen. We can see what you can see. This is not help. This is not hurting our cause, whatever our cause is. You can see she actually used the term earning benefits. Earning, that discredits her completely. That discredits Leanne. It does. I love you, Leanne. I love you, Leanne. I still have your package here. I see it every day. I got to send you your package. There was something wrong with people like that, and nothing can change it. Yeah, of course nothing can change it. I'm not, but it feels good to tell them that they're lying. It feels good that they don't earn benefits. Doesn't that feel good? It feels good for us to think that maybe, not that I'm a great worker. I'm not, but yeah, it feels good to know that we don't go around and say, you know what I mean? It makes us think we need to work harder. I'm going to ignore Holly, says Lorna. She is a lefty who was brainwashed. I'm not going to ignore her. I love it. I love it. A fascist is spelled wrong, Holly. Some fascist people think mental health doesn't exist and we should not get benefits. Yeah. I mean, I do believe people can be not mentally ill. You can act in an inappropriate way, like you. You're acting in an inappropriate way. You're going around telling people you're taking money. That's inappropriate. So yes, your mental illness, it does exist. You are mentally ill because you were not loved as a child enough. You weren't set. A good example was not set for you. Possibly, it could be true. No, I think Josh would do a better job and probably be funnier. We'd be laughing more at Josh. But fascist is Fascist, fascist. The truth is, it's anybody who calls someone a fascist or a Nazi or things like that is a fascist, is a Nazi. That's the Lewis Schaffer rule. But Ruben, you're right. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. It's people like you, Holly, who take away from genuine disabled people who need help. Yeah, there'd be more money for people with no legs or no arms. Okay? There'd be more people for that. I didn't say that those people should be killed. I did say that, but I didn't really mean that. Anyway, you cannot believe you're falling for this. Yes, it's fun. Of course I believe. Is she a real person? We don't know that. But she's saying what people believe. So we're answering what people believe. I'm not going to go, I don't want to speak to this person. I talk to anybody. I talk to you, Joodles, and you're a horrible, horrible person to me. You don't love me. I know you would rather just enjoy our time together. Yeah. Yeah, maybe. So what should I do? Should I kick her out? I don't want to kick, or him out. What do I call Holly? Holly is... There's the Holly in the whatchamacallit, in the what is that called? Holly. Yeah, so Ruben's asking this question. It's bad for my blood pressure. Yeah, you're right, it is. Okay, so where are we? Lewis, please calm down, Russ says. I think you have lived in New York. Yes, I lived in New York with people. People were very excited. It's like when I speak to the Northern Irish people here, there's a lot of excitement underneath the surface. Am I right? Don't you have a lot of excitement? Yeah. I love our time together. I do. I mean, it's like, and you know what, when she's not here all the time. She's not all the time. Lorna says that I worry about you, about the producer worrying about me. Yeah, he does. He's worried about me. He's also mad at me because he can't play, whatever. Because I'm talking personal stuff. And his mother does not talk personal stuff. And I'm like letting everybody know personal stuff. Well, enough to protest. Panic attacks at the thought of working. Yes, that too. She collects benefits. They're just giving out benefits like crazy. You know what? I believe in family and community. I believe in all those things. I don't believe in the state. Even though, if the state wants to give me money, I'll take the money. Jojo, where are you from, Jojo? I have emotional trauma from your past, Lewis. Your past. And it affects if you have emotional trauma from your past and it affects your ability to function in a happy way, then it's a disability, Lewis. But I am your team. But I'm on your team and that they shouldn't get paid for it. Yeah. I mean, I've had emotional trauma. I was punched in the face and it was like, wow, it was like really affected me. And then when I went through my divorce for like 10 years or more, I couldn't work. I couldn't do comedy. It was really horrible. But should I get money from the state for that? The state causes all the problems. They cause divorce. They cause men not working. Every country, according to. So I agree with you, Jojo. Holly has mental disturbance. Why does she have mental disturbance? And should we give her money if she's got mental disturbance? There's lots of people out there. Half of all women today are taking what do you call those drugs? Whatever, I forget what it's called. Every country should strive to have the best people arriving. If not, regardless of people's personal situation, we all begin to suffer when the lowest level of people are coming in. Yes, and those people who are coming into this country, a lot of them are low because they want us dead. Maybe you don't understand. They want you dead. They want to take away your dogs. They want you not to eat pork, spare ribs. They don't want to see your faces. They want you to go to the mosque on a Friday. They don't want you to be happy. Jojo is still not me, remember? No, I know that. I saw it. That's really good. Where is Jojo from? Ruben. I don't know if that's true. She would be really funny. The government supports people who cannot work due to health issues. And we get means tested by doctors who Lewis Schaffer has zero respect for, or very low respect for, and get money support. And that's how we earn the benefits. Because what does the word earn mean? I want you to go look up the word earn. You don't work, Holly. You just go to a place. Do you consider that earning? You go to a place and say, please give me money. I'm not mentally happy. And you get money. And what did Holly say? Did she spell something wrong? She spelled fascism wrong. And money support. And you put the thing, that's how we earn the benefits because we are less able. But that's not the same thing as earning. That's not earning it. They just think, well, we'll give it to you. It's better for we need so few workers now because of AI and the computers and everything. Lewis is staying frosty. We got a few minutes to stay frosty. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So Holly, you don't earn it, but it's nice of you to think that you do. The climate has always changed. You have fallen for the scaremongers. Lorna says, I don't believe in climate change. To me, it's all BS. That's even worse BS. That's all BS. That's destroying our country. I love you guys, Leanne says, even with things I don't agree with. That's the greatest thing about us. We are all different and we get on very well. Well, I hope we do. I get on well with, I hope you get on well together. Even with Holly, we can get on. She can be our friend. There are lots of people we don't agree with. Look at my friend Lisa. She says, I can't be your friend because you support Donald Trump. That was so sad. I was like really sad. I was like really sad. What am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to say, you know what? I want to stay your friend, so I'm going to tell you that. I'm going to lie to you. Or maybe I'll tell you I don't support Donald Trump. Is that what we're supposed to do? No, I'm telling you the truth right now. You do not earn benefits. You're given it by the state. You don't even say thank you to the people who've given you the money. Right? You don't even say thank you. Can you say thank you? Why don't you say thank you? Thank you, taxpayer, for giving me money. Does that sound horrible of what I'm saying? I just picked my nose. Okay. I lost my place in thoughts. Okay, yes. And all the ones on top who know every little trick in the book to claim and who don't actually need them. Yeah, they say just go there and just say this. 80% of the people that are coming into the country are collecting benefits. Where do those benefits come from? They come from the people in this group, from our parents, people who work. I assume, I don't know if you work, but whatever it is. I'm with you, Kerry Mack. It's ridiculous. Mental health is a genuine health issue. You Nazi. See, they called a Nazi. Why don't you curse at us too? Why don't you use the F word or whatever? Use the C word. Say you're just a C-U-N-T. Mental health is a genuine health issue. You blank. If you don't think it is. Yeah, and that you proved your point by saying that. That's one of the best arguments, calling someone a Nazi. Like I said before, if you call someone a Nazi, Holly Hills, it means you are a Nazi. I'm sorry. You are a Nazi. You are an ungrateful Nazi. Someone is giving you money because they want to help you. Okay, I don't believe they should, but they do, and they want to help you. But you can't even say thank you. Oh my God, I'm a horrible person. Do you see the insistence here? I wouldn't want to hang out with me. I wouldn't want to hang out with me. Anyway, I know mental health issues. My mother, you came late to the show. You might want to catch all the show. My mother was. I'm not going to tell you that anyway. I don't know what you're going to do with it. I think benefits are warranted either when one has paid into the system over their working life or their parents have paid in, but not people rocking up from France. That's another issue entirely. I'm just thinking of people like Holly, these generous people who are giving away the wealth of this country, stealing the wealth of this country. Yes, stealing the wealth of this country. That's what someone who says, you have to give me money, and I don't even have to say thank you to you. And if you don't want to give it to me, you're a Nazi. That's what Holly says. How old are you, Holly? How old are you? I bet you're really quite pretty. Are you pretty? Probably not pretty. You're probably a vegan too. So there you go. You're a vegan. You got type 2 early diabetes. You got tons of different stuff. You've got veganistic diseases. Okay, so the answer is no. Someone shouldn't rock up and collect. And those people they don't even rock up because they got to pay thousands of pounds to come that way, because that's how they know they'll be accepted. Those ships should be sunk. No, I don't know. They should be blocked. I know it's hot, Leanne, but you shouldn't keep your ducks in the freezer. Just run a cold bath, says Ruben. Good joke. Is it Holly? Yeah, okay. Nobody should earn benefits for life, a.k.a. breathing, just because they have problems some days. People need to earn their way in life if they can. We should follow Holly around. We should do photo screening at protests and find out which ones are here illegally, which ones are claiming benefits when they shouldn't claim. And we would take away your benefits. I would take away your benefits. But if you're a girl, you can come and stay with me. Anyway, that's what I think. I'm with you. How horrible am I being? I'm really being really horrible. I apologize to you, Holly. I like that you're here. Okay, let's see. Jim Johnson's here. Immigrants of any kind should get zero benefits for 5 years. Well, I signed a thing saying I'm not going to claim benefits for 5 years. Stop feeding the animals. They will go home. Forget about feeding them. Shoot them before they arrive. That's a bit too strong. I'm being a bit too strong. I'm not saying shoot them, but you just don't let them even come close to the building. Am I right? I think I'm right. I hope I'm right. I don't know. I hope I'm right, Jim Johnson. They shouldn't get benefits. We shouldn't be giving out benefits at all. It's a welfare state because we don't want people to work. We just want them to die quietly and then come in and then bring in some panic thing so they die of panic. Yes, Leanne, I'm disabled, but I love Lewis's take on things. This is no pity party. Thank you. Thank you very much. There's no pity party. Somebody needs to be strong. I'm shouting. I'm getting too upset. I don't feel that stressed out, though. Yeah, thank you, Alan. Well, I would say that I'm disabled too. Do you think I can do work? I've got a million things I've got to do. I can't do it. Say it loud, say it clear. Refugees are welcome here. Why? Why should they be welcome? Why should you be welcome? Maybe we should ship you to one of those countries and see how you'd be treated. Holly Hills. You're probably gay. You're a gay vegetarian. And what are they going to do to you in Palestine? What are they going to do? 860,000 cars. They're given 860,000 cars on a mobility scheme in the UK. Why are they given cars? Because it helps the car industry, number one. And number two, it's just like giving away other people's shit. But will Holly? Let's see if Holly says. You can't imagine her going, you know what? Thank you very much for helping me. Thank you very helping me. Learned apologies. Not you, Lewis. Called out a message wrong. Someone has ducks to thought. Okay. Learned. Look, I get panic attacks too, but I would rather get treated than paid off to sit at home, which makes it worse. First of all, treated is wrong too. You're getting free medicine, which is like benefits. Like I earn my. No, you shouldn't. No, we should eliminate the NHS. Let's go a step further. Eliminate the NHS, and because treatment doesn't work anyway. Do you think, Columbus, I'm mentally?
You need to calm down.
Why?
Because you just calm down.
Calm down. Okay, yeah. Alex says that. So my favorite bit about the far left is when they call Jews Nazis. Yeah. Yeah, because they think it bothers us. It's like we laugh at you. We laugh at you. Anti-erection tablets. And racist. I'm called racist. Yeah, you're a racist too. You are a racist. Sorry, Holly Hills. Racist. Anyway, so resilience is important. But yes, for many, there are days when it may be hard to get out of bed. Sometimes one gets stuck in bed. Yeah. But you know what? Imagine there's no money there and you're starving to death. You'd get out of bed. You'd find a job. Your friends would come. Your friends would come. I survived emotional trauma for 60 years. Then I saw Josh being a dick at headliners. That's when the rot set in and I couldn't go to work anymore. Yeah, that was basically me. Yeah, that was basically me. Okay. Larry Fink is the BlackRock guy. That's right. And woke instigator CEO. Just got appointed to Team World, WEF. Down with Team World, Jim Johnson. Yeah. Down with Jim Johnson. Basically, the president of the United States should say, we're not going to do business with any company that's in a world terrorist organization, which is what BlackRock is joining in the WEF. Do you agree with that? They, horrible people. Lewis, I have 2 disabled cars and nobody wants to buy them. I bought them from my savings. My husband only got PIP for his disability. We had no idea we could get support. Yeah. Why am I being racist? Because I'm not letting in Muslims into the country who say that they hate us and wants to destroy Christianity and Judaism too? Is that racist? Well, then I'm a racist. But, are you, what makes me a racist towards you? Louis? Holly, Mark J. says, put a sock in it. Mass migration and pandering doesn't help them either. It doesn't help, destroys their country. I just saw a program today about Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico's not going to have a single person living in there. And not the local people, because they've all moved to the mainland of America. The migrants are moving into an alien culture, language, and more, when similar, more adaptive cultures are right next door to them. Yeah, the same culture. How many Islamic countries are there? Millions. 25, 21? I don't know. The key to all the propaganda. Okay. Anyway, I've been told that Holly is a troll. Well, what does it mean to be a troll? What does it mean? She wants to get on my nerves? I find it interesting. Let her argue with me. Is that wrong? Is it wrong that Trolley is a troll? Who else is a troll here? I mean, supposedly I've got other trolls. Who is a troll? Anyway, we gotta stop the show. Okay, all right, there we go. Okay. Are we behind in the thing here? New Yorkers don't care, laugh out loud. There's a lot more in New York than Manhattan. We have farms. Keep the jokes coming. Okay. So thank you, Holly, for not cursing. It just shows you're learning. You're gonna learn. Don't call someone a racist because it means you are a racist. Don't call someone a Nazi because it means you are a Nazi. Don't call someone and whatever it is. So I want to say good night for this show. We're gonna leave the show in about 5 minutes. Everybody, I think we're at the end of the stream. You can all say something. I think the show was okay in the beginning, and I think it turned okay towards the end. Holly is welcome anytime to me. I don't know, why does it bother you people? Holly, not wanting unmanaged immigration is not the same as saying another race is inferior. Some people coming here do want to harm you. They want to harm you. They will harm you, and they will harm you. They will harm you. They're not loving towards disabled little girls like you or little boys. Are you a girl? I can't tell. They always call people racists when they don't agree. Yeah, they do. They do. So we're going to end the show in 5 minutes. Does anybody have anything to say? It's an interesting show. I mean, maybe I'm being considered a bad person for saying this. Maybe, as I say, you could clip something out and I could be perceived as being a bad guy. That I'm saying that we should shoot people, prevent them from coming into the country. You know, we love you, Lewis. We worship you. I appreciate that so much. I appreciate anybody who comes in. Caroline Cooper, I appreciate you coming in a lot. Leanne, totally in love with Leanne. Lorna, totally in love. I love Lorna maybe the most because I said something that many, many people would be really upset about. Unmanaged migration suits no one, even managed migration. I vote Green Party. I like environmental things. You don't, because the Green Party is anti-environmental. They're not environmental. They believe in building houses on green spaces. That's what they believe in. Okay, Holly Hills. Stop, Lewis. Okay, now you're getting annoying, Joodles. Let me decide this. This is, don't worry. I cried when a tree was cut near my home. Okay, now you're trolling me. Okay, I don't believe that. And I don't cry. I led one of the biggest tree saving campaigns for 8 years here in Southwark. So there you go. They believe in high energy and high price energy and making everyone poor. Yeah, gunships in the channel. That's what we need to have. Jim. Okay, are we ready to go? I'm going to end the show, and then I'm going to keep the show on this was the worst show ever, Lewis. Good night. Yeah, I actually think that. So you can say that. I go, you got good common sense. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow. Can we all do this? Can we all subscribe, maybe join? Maybe I should go to Discord. I'm going to go to Discord over here, and I'll give you the Discord address. How about that? I'll go to the Discord and you can join that. Maybe you could join and send me £3 a month. I know it is a lot of money. It is a lot of money, but it really helps me, and I do appreciate it because we're up to 68 days. We've done 68 days, and that's a lot of days. Yeah, you can dislike it if you want to. You can dislike it. Thank you, Russ. Thank you. Stay frosty. Yeah, there you go. I thought maybe is that what you think I've been? I've been frosty. So here's the Discord thing. Join the Discord. You can find me on Patreon, Lewis Schaffer. Find me on Patreon. Yeah, thank you, Russ. That's really, really nice of you. A bit weird, but really nice. Thank you, Alex. Who is Picks and Sticks? You know you're wrong. That's why you ignore. Dislike done. Oh, so you're okay. You're one of those people. Okay, you're one of those people. I wish if you're gonna say something a bit more like that. Fox your flag. Fox your flag. Fox your flag. He's a troll. Okay. Well, fix your flag. Oh, I see. Fix your flag. What is wrong with the flag? What is wrong with the flag? What is wrong? Okay, so we're gonna end the show. We've had 2 hours. Next time, come early. Come early. You know, that's why you're disabled. You don't come on time. That's the most important thing your mother should have taught you, but she didn't teach you. She didn't teach you, which is why you're collecting benefits to fix your own flag. You're backwards. It's backwards, poser. What is my flag? Oh, over there, the American flag. Is it backwards? I didn't know that. Okay, thanks for telling me that. Yeah. Oh, that sounds like really good. The stars should be in the upper left. It is in the upper left. Isn't the stars in the upper left? Because if you hang the flag, it would be the upper left. This is the left. It's just coming in backwards. Lewis, interesting show. Thank you, Joe. It's the Old Glory of the United States. God, is that called the Old Glory? It's a troll. Nothing wrong with it. I'm flying the flag. You don't believe in America because you're in the left wing, because you're a globalist, and you think that people should be giving you stuff, and you should be giving away the taxpayers' money to let people come into the country who hate this country. Okay, so there you go. Thank you very much, Russ. Okay, I don't want to leave, but this is basically our show. Do you support the Knicks? I used to support the Knicks. Okay, there we go. I forget what it is. Okay. Okay, bye-bye, everybody. Goodbye, everybody.